Ashes to ashes.
Hello, welcome to the podcast. You made it.
Thank you for hanging around, people. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had to get everything loaded up, but hey, we're here. So appreciate y'all standing by. Tell everybody we're on, so tell them come on in.
Yeah, especially Mike don't work so hard for the past 15 minutes.
Yeah,
trying to get in there.
We really were about to really let y'all know we're so sorry, but we couldn't get ourselves together. It just wasn't working.
Yeah, technology's great when it works.
Don't blame us.
Yeah, but hey, I'm Mike Hamlin, your host for Til Death Do Us Part. We got a great show lined up for you today. It's going to be all over the place, but it's going to be wonderful. So we'll go around and introduce ourselves. All right, Tiff, what you got?
Oh, hi, everybody. It's Tiffany, the princess. Just happy that, I'm just really tired. You know, I stayed up and watched Sunday Night Football and, my team won. But everybody's such haters for us, so it's okay.
I like the Eagles this time.
I'm a little tired because the game didn't end until about 11:45. So, hey.
Get your Geritol. It's okay.
All right, what's going on? The mother in the bottom down there. What's up?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back in. In the words of Wendell, I don't know what we're talking about. But hey, we're here. We're here for you. Let's go, Deacon.
Good evening, everybody. I do know what we're talking about tonight, but it's just good to be here. It's good to be anywhere. I'm extremely tired, but we're here. I'm with Tiffany.
You always
Monday.
sleep, so it don't matter.
I know it is, but it's just good to be here with you guys. You guys inspire me. Mike got 12 things going on right now, and I think he's inside of a car right now, so we can go.
Well, that's the typical Adrian.
Yeah,
right.
Adrian is usually inside of a vehicle or somebody's house. I don't know. But we're just glad to be here tonight. We appreciate all of our followers, everyone who come on every week. I spoke with a lady this week who said she watched us. She said she sets her timer to watch us. I'm like, really?
Oh, thank you.
There's somebody that's tuning in for the first time live.
Really?
Yep, first time live. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
San Martino Battle.
Yeah, Mr. Battle.
Pause. He done doing some things in Alabama and part of that deep AME church, and he just be forgetting about us. But we miss you, Battle. It's okay.
Thank you for tuning in.
Today.
Good stuff.
Hi.
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was Herbert Holly.
Oh yeah, of course. Your fellow frat had to give you your signs, your whatever that is.
That's right. We do want to say happy.
I got a purple.
Day.
It might be NFDNMA, but it's purple.
All right. Happy Family Day. All of the great men of the Mega Sci-Fi
Brother Wood.
Graded.
Yes.
Happy Founders to you. Founders Day to you, brother.
Yes. Okay.
What's up? Constance Scott in the house. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Constance.
Miss Mason, she's in the house. Where's she at?
There she go.
Thank you, Miss Mason. We appreciate that. Y'all make my evening. All right. I hope we bring some laughs and entertainment and some good facts to you every now and again.
Yep. And Roy,
so
Roy,
it's all good.
I don't know if Roy's been on before. I'll see you in Tampa, Roy.
You said Ronnie's on?
Yeah, Roy. Yeah.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Roy is on.
That's the king. That's the king of the line dance. Yes, sir. He can do
exactly. Boom.
Yes, sir.
What they call the trail ride? Boom, boom, boom.
Yep, that's it.
I suck at line dancing. I can do the electric slide, and I can do the effort. I call it the Africa one.
The Africa one. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what the song is called. Jerusalem something.
Yeah, okay. We got you.
Yeah, Jerusalem.
Yeah,
good stuff.
That's my African one. I don't know how to do nothing else.
We are.
That's what it sounds like you saying. So no, that could be totally wrong.
Don't let us
we're missing Adrian. Adrian will hopefully be on in a few.
Yeah, well, we knew that Warren had
daddy duties.
Yeah, he's at the game tonight, so
he's doing daddy duties. He's doing a great job.
It's just us with the shenanigans this evening.
Right. So I do have Mother's Moment, and I don't necessarily have to have my intro.
Okay,
I'll be back.
All right.
I don't necessarily have to have my intro or any graphics. However, we want to send prayers out to Reverend Jesse Jackson, that was hospitalized in the last week or so. Let me say this: if he go on to glory, I'm going to be so traumatized. I'm going to get tickets. I'm going to fly out real fast and make sure I sit at his feet. I've met him several times, and a couple times were personal occasions that I've met him, and he's come to town to support some things in town. And he's very genuine. He was a very genuine guy. You know, some people carry a political arrogance about themselves, and he was never one of those. So if he
where is he? Where
he's in Chicago, and his family has put out a public letter that, you know, of course, the media had him almost dead
as usual.
He is in the hospital. He is mending. My prayers go out to him and his family. I hate when we get to that point, you know, when some people just take it and just go a long way with it. But he is not in hospice care, and he is not on a ventilator. They said he was on a vent, but anyway, he is. He's in the hospital, and they're praying for his recovery. His children, his strength. Yep. They were ready to put the black suit in the cleaners for him. You know?
Oh yeah. That full couch wood. I'm feeling it. If I go to that funeral and he has anything less than a full couch wood, I'm gonna fall out.
No, it's gonna be a half couch.
I'm gonna make sure I wear
y'all are so crazy.
It's gonna be a half couch when that time comes. It's gonna be half.
You are crazy. But anyway,
hey Warren. Hey.
So yeah. So I want to, send out prayers to Reverend Jesse Jackson for his strength. But granted, that man lived a wonderful life. And is he almost 95? Because if my dad is 81, dude got to be 90.
I'm not even sure how old he is.
I think he's a little aged. But however, prayers for his strength during this time.
Yes, we are.
The cornerback, Chris Boyd, from the New York Jets. We want to send his prayers out to his family. He's in critical condition right now. There was a shooting in New York, and he has been labeled in critical condition. So we want to send prayers out to the teammates, because it affects everybody when tragic things happen like that unexpectedly. So we want to send prayers to that family. But I want to touch on something about privilege. And privileges.
All right.
Police privileges. It's been in the news that the state trooper for the Texas A&M, it was at the Texas A&M football game the other day. The state trooper was in the tunnel when they were coming out and intentionally shouldered or bucked two of the Georgia football players. They dismissed.
Did you see it? Did you watch? Were you watching the game? I was watching the game.
Yeah.
I saw.
They released homeboy from his position, and which they should have rightfully done. But in the meantime, that was very disrespectful.
Jesse Jackson is 84.
It wasn't the first time. Yeah.
So I think he needs to get dealt with, like, really, because if you allow, I don't even know if it's like that anger in the back and things like that. But if you allow those things to happen, it's like it's unnecessary. But here in Baltimore City, we had a police officer that decided it was a group of guys, and for some reason at every store and gas station, people gather. And it was a group of guys at this gas station. So he went up and told the guys, hey, y'all need to roll out. So the guys, of course, dispersed, but at their own time, because they felt like they weren't doing anything wrong, but standing there. So the officer was getting verbal with the guys. So finally the guys was like, you know what, yo, let's just roll out and let this be that. Ain't no need to cause a scene. everybody in the city had warrants. It's just that you don't find out you have warrants until you get locked up. So one of the guys rolled out. In addition to that, the police officer went to approach one of them. Actually, all the guys dispersed, and the police officer went to approach one of the guys and end up trying to run him down through this grassy area, like the back of a house, through this grassy area, and also through not a parking lot, through an alley. So much so, the police officer ended up running into somebody's fence in the backyard.
Wow.
So they are charging this police officer with attempt murder and the attempt vehicular manslaughter and some other stuff, because he did hit homeboy's legs when he was chasing him.
That's crazy.
He went through the street, came back through, went through the alley, and finally ran into the back of somebody's backyard. So these police officers, we have a lot of Caucasian friends, but we can't no longer call race. I've never been the one to draw a race card, because some years ago we had the Freddie Gray incident here, and it was every last race that you can think of, but they were a police officer. So we can't always call racial issues when it comes to certain things. But people are people. Assholes are assholes.
But you can call race. Even if they were of other race, it was still racial, because everybody feels a certain way about us. Period.
Well, and first of all, police officers, they have thank you for what you do, first of all, because we have some on here tonight. Thank you for what you do. I mean, y'all have a hard job. I can't even imagine the stress and everything else that you guys and women deal with. But there's a certain temperance you got to have if you're in law enforcement. And if you replay what happened on that field that night, that was his demeanor. That didn't have anything. That's just the way he is, and that's crazy that that you would treat someone that way, just walking past them and treat somebody like that. It's all about the good old boy system. We're familiar with it. Things happen. Look where it happened at. Where it happened at. So we just got to be mindful. Especially when our young kids.
The good old boy system is still here in Maryland.
Really?
It's everywhere.
Right.
It is, and I'm not going to say that Orange Face have reared that head. However, he contributed to that head.
It makes it okay. It makes it okay. Yeah,
it does. But in the meantime, even like you would think the further north you go, the less it will be.
No.
Yes, that's the way I thought. I always thought.
That's what I thought. Yeah. And when I came home from college the last time in 2000,
1874. Okay.
Yeah. We went to a function and this guy told my dad, hey, some other funeral homes was trying to open up in this suburban county that we're in. And this guy say, hey, I understand that some people put in some permit papers, but just understand you are the only people of your kind that we're going to allow up here.
Of your kind.
Of your kind. So, me and this here have no filter, to the point where my dad pushed me behind him because he knew I was about to say something and squeezed my hand and was like, shut up. So we get outside. I said, well, what was that supposed to mean? He said, you need to understand when you need to shut up and take some people's comments for what they were. I said, yeah, but what he meant, only people of your kind that we're going to allow up here. He said, the good old boys still run this county. So you got to understand who takes care of what. So they allowed us to come here, and it's going to be good that they're not going to allow anybody else to come here. I said, okay, I get it. They know who's supposed to be in what counties. And even in Cecil County, when we had to pick up bodies, we had to call the police to give escort to go to people's houses and to the nursing homes up there after a certain time. After like 10 or 11 o'clock, we had to get police escort from this bridge to the different locations. And we had to take a vehicle that had the funeral home's name on it because they knew what Black folks were supposed to be outside. Yeah. And this is like the late 90s, the early 2000s.
Right.
I can see that in my parents' time.
Yeah, but no, it's still very prevalent now. Very prevalent. So I'm looking at some of the comments, and somebody said Jesse Jackson's date of birth was October 8th, 1941. He's 84.
84 years old.
Thank you.
And also Warren said, get out of his house.
Warren said, get out of his house.
Wait, time out. I cleaned Warren's.
He said, to be exact, he said, Barbara, get out of my house.
I cleaned his fireplace and his piano over there, so I can sit here for 2 minutes. Somebody gotta come vacuum this dusty ass floor though.
Keisha Brown said the chief could not believe it. He thought it was AI. I guess seeing the footage himself.
Yeah.
And then Keisha also says he meaning I'm guessing the Orange Man has given people permission to act badly and has emboldened them to do or say what they want. Well, that's true. Yeah.
This is the second time around, so it only has enhanced from the last time.
Yeah,
it only has enhanced. But that's all I have for Mother's Moment.
Oh no, you had the one other one, and you had the incident about the woman that was giving birth in.
That wasn't. I never saw that one.
Who posted that in our group?
It was Adrian.
I've never seen that.
But this is crazy because this is an incident that I've seen on 2 different occasions in the last week. African-American women who are at hospitals to deliver their babies and are not being admitted into labor and delivery.
Wow.
One woman that actually ended up having the baby in the triage area.
Wow.
Where the woman kept asking her questions like, oh, is this your first birth? She's like, no, it's my third. And she's like, I have to push. And she did, the nurse was just like completely disregarding her. And she ended up having the baby in that triage area like 10 minutes later.
Oh, wow.
And then I saw this video where the woman was, they didn't admit her to the hospital at all and told her she had to go somewhere else. And then her husband ended up delivering the baby in the car. Like, this is crazy. The one was in Texas. This one was in, I don't know where this was.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Christopher Wilson has come on, but he's in timeout from last week.
In Crown Point, this is Crown Point, Indiana, where she's like literally in labor. Look, and they're just sitting there like they're gonna send her home.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. Wow.
So, there's a lot of things that are going on that are underlying racially motivated for whatever reason. Well, not for whatever reason. We all know that it's the Orange Man who's allowed for stuff to take place. So all we could do is just kind of stay.
If their insurance ain't right. Well, if they have,
but even if they don't have insurance, you're still a hospital legally is not allowed to turn you away.
They did that a long time ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
Legally, they can't not let you in, especially if you're in active labor.
Time out. Who is this Sean 912904? Talking about I got warrants.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you need to tell us.
I'm the gingerbread man. Catch me if you can.
Speaking of last week, we did have thank y'all for who came after hours piece last week. We had a good time in the after hours last week.
I don't even remember what the after hours.
Did
it get crazy?
After hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, that was.
Yeah,
I guess I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch.
It's
Sean. It's Sean Harvell.
Oh, good.
Oh, he must still be over there with his kinfolk.
He said, "You got warrants, Barbara." So you said, "Who is
still
it?"
over there with his kinfolk.
Right. So he's coming for you. He's coming for you.
In Ghana, Kenya, where they go? Kenya.
He don't tell you till he get back.
He's over there visiting his kinfolk.
He don't tell you. I didn't know he was going.
I saw a picture. He was looking just like him. All he needed was a spear and a shield on his back.
Good evening, Miss Danita. Good evening.
Hey, Danita. I didn't know you were there, Danita.
Yeah. So as you can see, our main moderator is not with us tonight. He might pop his head in and out, but He's got duties between his Founders Day event and he's helping coach his son's basketball team. So he normally kind of keeps the flow of comments and stuff going, posted up. So if you don't see comments and stuff down at the bottom, it's not because we don't see them. We do. And I'll try to just like read them as we can see them. But because he's the administrator, he's the only one that can post them up. So we're going to have to give him a talking to so that we can all figure out how to do it when he can't.
Not a talking to, a talking to.
Right. Yeah, we have to give him a stern talking to. And, right. So we can kind of navigate it the same way that he does. But mother's moments, that's all we got.
Yep.
As baby's not here, so we have no baby's day out today.
Baby is out today, so we
don't. Yeah. Baby is really out taking care of his babies.
Now, Wendell, since you know so much, what's our topic today?
Our topic today, let me go and see. I don't know.
Our topic for today is estates, power of attorneys, and executors.
All right.
That's what our topic tonight is.
And we have shared on all of this before, but
yes,
people always ask us to go back and just reconsider and cover some things because a lot of us, and we're all learning together. Mind you, we don't even have our disclaimer to put. We are not lawyers. We are not attorneys. We just deal with
just funeral directors.
And for whatever that means,
Yeah. So disclaimer: the topic is of tonight is only the opinions of these 6 individuals, not of any firms or any companies, and Boom.
Look at you! You got it, Tiff.
Ooh, yay!
So let's talk about the first one, the power of attorney. I have a. It was real funny. A lady called me. She said, "Wendell, I need to get my power of eternity papers done." I said, power of
eternity.
It's a power of eternity.
Unfortunately, it doesn't last for an eternity, but it was nice that she thought that it might.
Yes, and she wanted to be signed by a notary Republican. So,
yeah,
you gotta love your people.
That's the country folk.
Oh,
hey,
God.
Y'all talked about Dinwiddie last week. Don't do it tonight. Y'all did enough last week. No.
Oh my gosh.
Power of attorney. I guess from state to state, it doesn't vary. It means the same thing. It just means a document that someone can sign for, that you can sign for someone to speak on your behalf while you are living. We often confuse it and think that when the person passes away, that piece of paper has some substantial meaning or it means something after the person passed away. But once them eyes close and that last breath is done, and you call Brown Funeral Home in Maryland, that's your one shout out for the night. You call that power of attorney is null and void. That's it.
Done.
It's done. You might as well throw it out the window.
But there is an administrative piece on the other end of that. There's an extended piece in. I know I had to do it in South Carolina. In the event of my death, it has the list of I'm his medical power of attorney, his financial power of attorney. So it's like the complete power of attorney. I forgot what the South Carolina verbiage is, but in the last couple pages says, in the event of my death, said person can make final decisions.
Okay.
So does that make you the administrator?
Not the administrator, but I can make final decisions for everything else.
So
it's not like he has insurance. He doesn't have life insurance. I've been paying on a pre-need, and my name is all over the pre-need as his point of contact and payee, and not the state of South Carolina. So different states do have that extended different verbiage on there.
Okay.
I just had a family that had life insurance, and it went to the estate of. Somehow the deceased was a man.
That happen.
He was married. Somehow his daughter that does not belong to the wife ended up getting power of attorney of the man and telling the man, because one of the other children snitched, telling the man that the daughter was doing it because she was getting an insurance policy on him, but she was getting power of attorney of him so that she can change the beneficiary on the policy. Well, this dummy put the beneficiary as to the estate of.
Oh, wow.
Ignorant. So
I've had that happen to the estate of where the family goes and rushes trying to get a policy, and the person who was named beneficiary is deceased. So they definitely sent a check
no,
out.
ma'am.
But
This man had a wife, and his wife was the beneficiary. The daughter was able to get power of attorney and take the wife's name off, and instead of putting her name, the daughter, you put your name on it.
She didn't put no name.
She put to the estate of.
Yeah, well.
So now the wife
now she got to go set up an estate.
Well, she couldn't go set up the estate because he's legally married. The wife had to go set up the estate in addition to placing children's name on the paperwork because he had children before their marriage. So this is the second time that I've heard the state of Maryland asking for children. Because if there's anything else where the children are heirs to it and not the spouse, they're entitled to that piece. When I worked with a preacher and took him, his wife had a lot of different entities. And the state of Maryland said, hey, the children got to sign off on the husband to be able to carry out everything because their name could possibly be the only beneficiary on certain entities. I said, but he's the spouse.
Yeah.
They said it doesn't matter. He can be the spouse, but the children, if they're listed as beneficiaries, they still have to give him permission to handle stuff.
Wow.
I said, now, wow, that was a first for me.
So someone asks, who can be your power of attorney?
Anybody over the age of 18?
Yeah, anybody.
But
anybody that you just make it somebody you trust. Make it somebody who you trust that can handle your affairs for you when you can't while you're alive.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't even say, well, first of all, hey y'all. And I wouldn't and not even just what up, bro? And not only make it somebody that you just trust, make it somebody who you know is gonna be fair. Somebody who actually engages with your other family members too, because you got some people who just be straight buttholes. And yeah, they ain't giving nothing to nobody, and that's their attitude.
Well, I mean, it's all power of attorney is only to help the individual when you're alive. You know, like to help you if you have a stroke and you're no longer able to speak. You need to have someone who can think and do things on your behalf. That's going to do right by you. That's really what power of attorney is. So
no, yeah, for sure. I'm saying that meaning like, though they're speaking on your behalf and they're looking out for you, you also want them to communicate with the other damn family members too. You don't want them to be a straight butthole to everybody else.
Oh, right. Yeah, because they think they have the little bit of power.
Because they think they have that power, and then when you die, they ain't knowing, hey, that shit over.
Right, that power is no more. Believe me, I have had it happen more than one occasion where someone was the power of attorney, that the person passes, they come into the funeral home, don't bring anybody else with them. They come in there and give me the papers like, well, I was the power of attorney and, I'm making these decisions. And, and I was like, yeah, no, you're making none of these decisions.
And what's that other terms? What the girl told me last week? She was the some type of medical
directive.
Medical directive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I think you paused too, sugar. I think you can't say no more either. This lady has sons, so
I always recommend to people if your intent is to get a power of attorney over someone, if you have the extra money to do it, because it all costs money. I always tell people to go ahead while you're doing power of attorney to do administration, like to become the executor of the estate, like to be that person's executor or executrix.
That's a good question, Tiffany. Somebody asked the next thing that you led right into it. How do you get a power of attorney done?
Go to Staples. They got the forms. Download it, print them out, get very detailed, and get them notarized.
Get it notarized.
If you want to do it.
I feel like if you want to really, really do it right, get an attorney, because an attorney is going to put the stuff in the verbiage that it needs to be, that has a little more power to it than if you just, go online and go to Chat GPT and have it fill some stuff in for you. While it's still just as valid, it just looks better when you actually have something that's official.
And then also you can do a writ of disposition. You know, you can also do a writ of disposition. Therefore, if you do have aunt or cousin, just in case most of those I would believe would be blessed to have children. But if you do not, and let's just say your parents are of age or they're already deceased, get a writ of disposition. That way you have somebody in true place after you die that can make all the decisions and things of that nature. So that's a thing as well. Y'all gotta excuse my voice, y'all. I was
We're
not
not even
feeling
going
good
to
this week.
discuss that.
So yeah, whatever.
Battling a cold.
Yeah,
It's cold
Starmaine.
season.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So who needs to keep the copy of the power of attorney? Who needs the copy? People want to know.
The attorney would keep a copy for sure.
But if, like Keisha said, she was going to say the same thing. Go to Staples or like Office Depot or something like that. So when I had to do willies,
right,
I went to Staples and paid the $18 for the kit. You they give you the user code or the user key or something, and you download everything that you're supposed to have. You type in everything you need, and it'll fill in the fields for you, and then you just go get it notarized. That's a legal document.
In Virginia, you need witnesses also, and the
and as Bad Madison 6261 just said, make sure when you're printing from Staples or wherever, make sure it's for your state.
Right.
If you're in Illinois, don't print out Texas paperwork because it's going to serve you of no purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I made copies for I have the original copies of the power of attorney. I also left copies in the funeral home because the funeral home is right at the facility and there's copies at the facility. So it's to the point where Willie does have children, but they don't have a relationship. So him working for us for a long time, I'm like one of the daughters at this point. Yeah. And when things happen, he has siblings, but they're all older than him, and they can't take care of him. Right. And he think they need taking care of themselves. So I go up and down the highway to South Carolina to make sure things are straight just for that purpose. So you got to make sure somebody's going to stay on top of you, because when you get to a point where you can't think for yourself, when every little thing that happens in this nursing home, they calling me. If they got to change his medication, he got an ingrown toenail. He slipped out of the chair trying to pick up a pin off the floor. Like every little thing they're calling. So if you need to put somebody down as your power of attorney, make sure it's somebody that has your best interest at heart. Because some people can say, oh, let them sit in there and rot. I don't care what you do with them. Yeah. I've heard that from some family members, but I'm not going to do that. Like, that's just not my heart. So you got to make sure that somebody is going to be willing to speak for you in the right way that you would speak for yourself, or make it clear now when you're in your right mind what your wishes are.
Exactly.
That way you don't have to worry about questioning or people questioning what you want to do.
Yeah.
Well, I know time is of essence, but we also we covered power of attorney.
We got 30 minutes.
No, we got 20.
Yeah, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. All right. What about wheels? We talk a little bit about wheels. Mike, you want to share something? I know you driving.
He can't hear us. Oh, maybe he can hear us.
Yeah, he can't hear us.
Hey, yeah, I can hear you. So we're talking about wheels of the estate, right?
You got all of us on your wheel, right? All of us, including your wheel. Right?
I just want the pet inventory.
Yeah. Make sure you have your will. The main thing, if you have a will, make sure somebody knows where it is located.
Right. Well, you keep your eyes on the road. Keep your eyes on the road tonight. Where it is. So we don't need your will. So you just don't worry about it.
Make sure know where it is.
Yeah. Like and when you do these papers, always make sure that the person who is your POA or whatever has a copy, but always try to put a copy somewhere in your home that is accessible for other folks to get to. So like I know from my parents, I made sure that every important document that they have is in one place, because something should happen to either of them or if they're together. You know, you never know how things go in this life, but it's going to fall on me, and I don't want to have to be looking around for a whole lot of stuff. So always make sure that wherever you're going to have your papers, put them in one centralized location and tell people where they are. The people who you trust.
That's the biggest part. Let people know where they are. Yeah.
Right. Let people know where they are.
But you know, as African Americans, we have a big trust issue with our own family. With the health system, we don't trust nobody with nothing. So it's like it's you know, when it comes that time, it's hard to pull. It's like pulling teeth to say, okay, where are your insurance policies? Where are your bank accounts? Like you don't want to tell anybody because you don't trust anybody. You know, I know it's hard, but you gotta trust somebody.
You gotta trust somebody.
Look,
even if it's your local funeral home, even if you trust your funeral home more than your family,
you might not trust them either.
Oh, wait a minute, time out. Oh, hell no. Let me tell you. Oh, hell no.
Well, we're trustworthy, so you can leave your paperwork with Linwood Jones Funeral Home, and we will take care of it.
There you go, Billy. Linwood Jones.
So let me tell y'all what happened. I had a lady that came in a couple years ago and did a pre-need. And it was 4 people in this family that did pre-needs. The mother, the husband, the mother's daughter, because none of the kids belonged to the husband, and then the daughter's husband. It was 4 of them that came in and did pre-arrangements. The mother just recently died. Everything was supposed to be done up here in Maryland. Well, here comes some children out of the blue. The children came through and wanted to try to take the mother back down south. Well, I'm going to be very transparent because I ain't the only one that get cussed out in this crap. So the children tried to say that I was holding the mama hostage and not allowing her to come down. I said, time out. We have a pre-arrangement. So since we're going to a veteran cemetery, you have 2 weeks to do what you want to do. However, the next of kin, which is the husband, has to sign off on her leaving the state and putting her in somebody else's care. They said, well, we don't know where the husband at. Time out. That ain't my problem. So come to find out, the husband has been deemed incompetent, schizophrenic. And
I remember you talking about this case.
So homegirl said she was going to have her lawyer to call me. I said, make sure he spells my name right. CHARMAINE Brown. Please. Yeah. Because what's not going to happen, you're not going to come for me and try to stop everything that this woman put into place. So it got to the point I had to tell the daughter here to go to the state and ask for custody of her own mother. The state said for what?
She had the pre-need, right? I remember you saying that.
Supersedes all this BS that anybody else is trying to do.
Can you say that one more time for the people in the back of the room?
A will and a pre-need supersedes anything else.
So wait, let me ask it. Does anybody have this answer? Lady Congo player asked, they said that a trust was better than a will because a will is public information after death.
It depends what you're handling.
Yeah, all depends on what you're working on.
It depends what you're handling.
Get you a trust.
But get you a trust, though. It is more secure.
Yeah. That's Nikki.
And that's our opinion. That's our opinion. Get you a trust.
Yeah, I asked because I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, consult an attorney on that one, and then it varies state by state. So in what Charmaine just said, so we had a situation where we had an attorney put together what's called a designee arrangement or designee form. So basically, that's a legal document in the Commonwealth of Virginia, whereas you, as the person, and then once you pass, that is a legal document. So it's almost like the pre-need referred to by Charmaine, but they can't change anything that you put in that document. As long as you complete it, have it notarized, and by law, they can't change it. So if they want to change funeral homes, if they want to change the ministers, if they want to change, like where even you want to have the service, they can't do it. So, I mean, we'll post that. I can post the one for Virginia. I know it varies state by state, but I'm sure your state probably has something to that effect.
So we got a question. Ms. Agnes said, I thought you could take a pre-need to any funeral home. That's a good question. You can.
They're transferable.
Let's just say, for instance, you have a pre-need with a funeral home, with Brown's funeral home in Baltimore, and you don't want to come there anymore. You want to go to Johnson's funeral home. You can do that because pre-needs are transferable.
Yes, they are. I've had it happen. I had somebody.
They are definitely transferable.
He made a pre-need for his mom, did everything, and then when she had taken a turn for the worse, and he moved her down with him to Georgia, and she passed down there, and he said he wasn't going to bring her back up. So I just found out the funeral home where he was and said, "Look, just tell the funeral home to call me, and I'll give them everything that they need." And
however, there's ifs, ands, and buts with that. So in Maryland,
go ahead, Charmaine.
There's ifs, ands, and buts with that. In Maryland, if I have a $10,000 contract and you did it back in 2016, but yet you decide to go to another funeral home and think you're going to get something cheaper at $8,000, it depends if the individual was under the spin down. If the individual was under the spin down to qualify for Medicaid, you have to spend the $10,000 that you had with me with the other funeral home. You can't go and try to get a cheaper service to get change back.
Right.
Or cremate. You could say, I don't want to bury anymore. I don't want to spend $20,000. I want to be cremated. And you can't get that change back because that's federal.
You have to use all of your money.
Yeah.
Because
the one thing that I was going to say when we're talking about pre-needs, one, you got to see if it's guaranteed versus non-guaranteed, right? And then the other part of
let's talk about that, Mike. That's good. A lot of people don't know what that means.
How do they fund that pre-need? So we use a trust. Some people fund the pre-need themselves and put it in their bank account in a separate account. Now that money should be there, but there have been situations where funeral homes don't have the money, and that could create a whole another risk.
So break down the non-guarantee versus the guarantee form.
So there's a contract. So sometimes on your contract, your services can be guaranteed. Your basic service of funeral director and staff, embalming, where they having the services, your cars, your merchandise, all of that stuff can be guaranteed, but it's with payment, right? But like your cash advances can be the non-guaranteed part. You can have it on your contract for the sake of information that the people know that this is things that you have to do, but it doesn't lock in outside people costs.
Right.
So that's two different sides of the contract.
And so for us, non-guaranteed means we don't guarantee any pre-need. We stopped guaranteeing about 15 years ago when the market was just crazy. And then a lot of funeral homes really were in trouble during COVID because of the guaranteed pre-needs. And you all remember all the stuff went crazy during COVID. Caskets, anything funeral service related just went through the roof. So we don't guarantee anything, but the caveat to that is a lot of times the interest keeps up with the rising cost. So then we end up guaranteeing them, even though they're not fully guaranteed pre-need.
Yeah. We only do irrevocable trust accounts. Insurance does not lock in. Not put it this way, your personal insurance does not lock in a pre-need contract, but some funeral homes sell an insurance product. So it depends on how that funeral home is setting up their pre-need.
Correct.
And there's a few funeral homes here that don't take pre-needs at all because of the issues that, no, absolutely not. They tell you, we don't do it. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They have a right not to take them. Because what happens, again, if you spend $10,000 with me and we locked in, and then you live 20 years, I got to honor that $10,000 contract. So by the time you die, that casket is $10,000 to us by itself. So we having free funerals. Damn near.
That's a conversation for the next show. We would definitely
free funerals.
yeah.
So how this? So let me ask, because you just said something, but to a certain degree, I was told I thought you couldn't reject the pre-need.
It depends on how it's written.
Yeah.
So some funeral homes have an insurance pre-need product, where the funeral home, you pay the funeral home the payments, or you paying it like you paying on an insurance premium.
Right.
And that's a pre-need insurance policy.
They're like homesteaders.
Irrevocable account, that account is set up like a regular bank savings account. And whatever monies, if you want to pay one lump sum or if you want to make payments towards it, you're making payments to the funeral home, but the funeral home still have to put it into that separate account, not the funeral home's everyday managing account.
Right. Well, in the state of Pennsylvania, we're not allowed. Oh yeah, you got to go.
Just got to slide out for a minute. Y'all keep it going.
Okay. So in state of Pennsylvania, funeral homes are not allowed to have monies at all for any reason. So the minute we get it, it's got to go in something somewhere. It can never touch the hands of any of the accounts that we have. So it's always
what
just,
they call it, intermingling. Because I think I
yeah,
heard Sean say in New Jersey, you can't pay with a credit card and then the funeral home send
right.
it to the pre-need. You got to write a check and it goes straight into that account. So
Mhm.
different states. Maryland doesn't do that. You know, if somebody pay a credit card, I better have a receipt from the credit card machine, and within 10 days, I need a receipt that I made that deposit into that account.
Yeah.
We have 10 regular days, not 10 business days, to deposit that cash.
Yeah, yeah. Like every state does it a little differently, but I try to do the pre-need insurance because I feel like the interest that you get on those sometimes is it not sometimes it's actually far better and exceeds whatever irrevocable accounts that they're setting up with these banks. These rates at the banks are not, they're not keeping up.
The percentage is not right either. Look, Miss
No.
Agnes Hawkins said she did a pre-need just for extra coverage. Miss Hawkins, let me mention this. Make sure somebody know what funeral home your paperwork is at.
Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes your favorite funeral home is not your family's favorite funeral home. So
Right.
please
And
let
then
your family
they'll
know
have
they
this
need
pre-need and
pre-need.
don't even know that you passed, and
Right.
then
So
it's just sitting there.
even though it's transferable, please let somebody know where your stuff is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
and
then also for
Oh,
those that
okay.
for them people that really don't be knowing, like you got to be careful with this pre-need stuff because some of these folks be getting you do kind of too much, and you have to understand that at the end of the day, shit, what you don't spend on that thing, the rest of it is just gone.
So it depends if you doing it for a spin down and to qualify for Medicaid. So here in Maryland, if you're doing it for the spin down piece and you don't use all of it, that money has to go back to Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't belong to the family. If you transfer it and you don't use all of it, if you had to spend that money doing spin down, it has to go back to Medicaid because that was the purpose of them putting it in a funeral home so they can qualify for the Medicaid piece.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Charmaine Herbert Holly said, "Mother, I want you to know that you are my beneficiary."
Thanks. I'll make sure the church get 10%, Pastor. I'll make sure the
Lord.
church get their 10%.
Stop,
I'll give the
stop,
grandbaby 1%.
stop flirting. Stop flirting. Oh,
That's
my
Oh, Miss
God.
Agnes said she used to work at a funeral home, so her papers are in order. That
Yeah.
her family and stuff all knows where everything is.
Okay.
Pastor Holly is my boyfriend, Adrian.
Oh, bless your spirit. So that's the thing, like what we was talking about a while ago, and it's so sad because I lost my uncle on yesterday, and
Oh, we didn't
because
know. How come we didn't know?
Because he
well,
acts like Mike sometimes.
no,
Go
I did
ahead.
not. I literally
What
made
you
a whole
saying?
post yesterday. Forget
What
y'all.
you
I
Well,
saying?
told
I
I
haven't been
said
on
something.
social. I haven't seen any of that. You're
I'm sorry.
supposed
I'm
to
sorry.
text
I
us.
know it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
That's all
I
right,
was having
Adrian.
a moment between that and being sick. I'm just like yeah, and so I it's crazy because they was all there yesterday for a while and then went back today, but trying to find all his paperwork because his son and then daughter didn't know where things were, and it's just like come on, people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not kids. We're very grown. Like, let's get with our parents. Those of us who are blessed to still have our parents. Let's get with our parents to know where their stuff is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just as well as they need to know where our stuff is, or either our adult kids need to know where our things are. Because, like, why we got to be scrambling? And then here I am, the funeral professional, and I'm like, hey, if we can't find it, that's fine. I got people. I got ways to call and figure stuff out, but I mean, at the
But
end of
that's
the day,
extra
God
work that
dog.
you shouldn't have to do.
Yeah, it's like at the end
Right.
of the day, God dog it, know where the stuff at. Like, what the hell?
Right,
Yeah.
So
right,
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Let somebody know
Keisha Brown said condolences, Adrian.
thank you, Keisha. I know you love me, baby. Thank you, dog.
let somebody
There you
know
go.
where your coffee can of money is.
Yeah,
Right.
Because just like I saw a TikTok today that talk about the YNs, you don't have no money, and it costs to go 6 feet under, and it also costs to go in the furnace. So you got to pick your poison. Let somebody know where your little bit of coins are,
Yeah.
so that they can do something with you. Because you can't even be left in the hospital anymore.
Yeah.
no, for
No,
real.
I took all my stuff and just made it real simple. Anything that's relevant is at the funeral home. Pre-need, my insurance, all my stuff to where you can get anything. Yeah, all of that is all at the funeral home because that's the easiest place for it to be. I mean, for me, that's the easiest place for it to be. Nobody has to go looking for anything. They go back in that file cabinet, pull my file out. Everything gonna be right there.
Now in Maryland, the funeral homes are more trustworthy now because we pay a fee, $375 per license period, for this Family Security Act, because some of our compadres have stolen money in the past.
Well,
so
when you said family, whatever
Security Act,
yeah, and it's kind of sidebar to that. For people who have iPhones, there is you have to do it from your settings, and I did it and set it up. They have what's called a legacy key that you can sign up for it. You name someone as your legacy key beneficiary, so to speak, and they get a PIN number. And it made me think of it because that's in my pre-need too. That Miles, upon my death, can go and call Apple if my phone is locked or whatever the case may be. He gives them this legacy key, and with this number, he now has access to my phone.
Hey, Tiff, you're gonna burn mine. For real. I had a family member say, "Look, we served a family the other day. I'm stationary now. I made it back home. So, hey, look, family told me this. Said, is his phone in there? Like, yep. They said, well, he said, when you get his phone, make sure you throw it in the crematory with him because we want to burn that thing. He don't want nobody seeing his phone.
No, I don't have nothing to hide.
Oh,
so
wow.
Miles can have access to whatever's in here. To get pictures out, you can get, if you got to get my contact list out, whatever he's got to get out of my phone.
OnlyFans password.
Yeah.
He'll have access to all of my passwords.
I'm not burning. Wow. I'm not burning my phone because at this point, if y'all see shit in my phone, that's your problem. I'm dead. What you want to do?
Hey, Charmaine, I said the same thing.
That's your damn phone.
But just because we've had it happen far too often where family members come in trying to get into their loved one's phone. I mean, I've gone so far as trying to put a fingerprint on the thing and try to get it. Or I'm holding the phone up to their face thinking it never... Trying to do face ID, it don't work.
Listen, young folks.
Man, listen, I had a case a few months back, and almost a year ago. But the wife ended up getting a hold to the deceased's phone, and just start going through this man's phone, seeing all kind of shit. Oh, she done went calling the chick, charging them up and talking crazy. Problem. I'm like, what the hell? What you finna do?
He gone now. It don't matter.
Like, what are you finna do? Like, what is the problem?
And if he was still living, you take that crap to him. You don't call them broads,
right?
Because them broads could have been contributing to your lifestyle.
And that's what I said. I said, right, girl. You don't know how many bills she done paid.
The sugar mama, get the sugar mama.
Exactly.
Y'all so terrible.
I'd be like, motherfucker, you better call and tell her thank you.
Right. That woman contributed to some of your household bills. You better shut somewhere.
Charmaine, you better send that message. I want to thank you so much for everything you done for me and my family.
Exactly.
Contributed to his peace. Like she could have been the peace. Like you never know what was the deal. Like
your marriage was perfect for a reason. That
you don't see Nicole Ross's comments. She said, heck yeah, you better burn it. And then say, he dead, man. It is over.
Man, I mean, all the way over. That's hilarious right there, boy.
But it is just good to know. It's good to know for those that want it.
That's a good thing. We need
that's nice. Which phone though, Tiff? Is that the personal phone or the work phone?
I only got one. I got one. I split it. I can't split it.
We know that Android up under the mattress.
No. I am not about no Android life. And if you ever see me about an Android,
but that's good though.
I done mentally checked out.
Girl,
that's good though because they have what you call those things, the emergency contacts in your phone.
Yeah.
That anybody can open your phone just to the emergency contacts. So
you talking about the ice?
Huh?
Yeah. Ice.
Is that what they call it?
Emergency
ICE.
contact.
Not the border patrol ICE. The ICE in case of
ICE.
emergency.
In case of emergency.
I guess.
For your phone. Yeah, you can somehow. But yeah, I mean, it's just,
I got like
it's just good to kind of just have your stuff so that people can access
emergency
it.
contacts.
That's the main thing. Just have your stuff so that people can access it. Like, I can't express that enough. I get so tired of having to deal with folks that come in and don't know. They expect me to think that there's a database that exists that I can find somebody's life insurance policy. Well, I know he had a policy. Is there any way you can find it? No, ma'am. No, sir.
Oh, wait. This guy accused me of taking his mother's 401k because he called and they said she withdrew that money. He said the funeral home stole it. I had another man that called me 3 days ago and cussed me out because his mother died back in 2014, and he trying to figure out where his $50,000 insurance change them went.
Oh,
right, well, because it wasn't.
I gave him the phone number to OPM. I said, "You ain't gonna get nobody because they off."
Come on, 50,000.
It wasn't.
That's where it's at, my brother. Them people ain't getting paid, so you ain't getting paid.
I know it's not a conversation that people want to have, but it is a vital conversation to have with your family members, your parents, your grandparents, whatever, so that people know where your stuff is.
Mike, what you read, bro?
Stuff is.
Man, text message. People loving the show, man. Y'all did an excellent job tonight. People just texting me. That's all. It's funny.
But Miss Keisha said, and if they're getting any checks from the government, make sure you have access to cash, because as soon as you let the government know that they have passed, they freeze their account.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Nicole. She said, I put the legacy on my uncle and my mom's phones. That's good. Then that makes it'll make it so much easier for you to be able to do what's necessary, where it's no, because my girlfriend lost her son back in 2019. Do you know Apple would not let her get into Apple would not let her get into
T-Mobile one time told this mother to get a death certificate.
Yeah,
they was on the death certificate as the next
Damn.
Apple was like, no, we're sorry. It's really we're not giving it up.
Yeah, and Tiff, you bring up a great point. Not just phones, you're talking about computers, any electronics, any cloud-based documents or data. I mean, you might want to have a way, because it will supersede you at some point. So you might want to have a contingency plan on what to do with afterwards. So that's good.
Yeah,
but we got about another 3 or 4 minutes. I know we started late, so we're gonna stay with the hour. We got about another 3 or 4 minutes. If y'all want to have any final
3 minutes. 3 minutes. Thank you for
so. Let me talk about that.
Kind of brothers.
Let me talk about that Social Security check. Let's talk about this Social Security check, since they talking about government checks.
You talking about that 255?
No, the checks that the individuals get monthly.
Oh,
my cousin Nita died last year, which was leap year. She died on February the 29th. Well, we think the 28th is the traditional day. Well, since she did not die on March the 1st, her sister had to return her check because they said she did not live the entire month of February. She died at 10-something.
Wow. They took February's check?
They took February's check.
So I tell people that they will prorate. They will. And don't touch it, because they're going to go in and get it.
Well, the way it was explained to us, the way they explained it to us was, if the money's in your account when you die, it's yours. If it's not in your account when you die, they take it back.
So it was explained to me that they prorate. They will prorate for the month that you. So if you get March's check at the end of February, but you die March 3rd,
the government
you're not getting March's money.
So
even though March's check has hit,
the government pays in the arrears. So what that means is they pay after the fact. No government entity that I know of pays you up front and then you have services. So you get services first, right? And then then they pay. So they pay in the arrears. So they're not paying.
So at one time when the checks used to be when the checks used to be paper, on the check it would say, like, if it was for March the 3rd, if the check came March the 3rd, it would say for the month of February. Some people got, at one time, they used to get in March. They used to get the check around about the 15th, and it would say for the month of March. But you still had to live at least by the 20-something of that month, depending on your cycle, before they started doing this direct deposit stuff, and everybody getting the back piece. But she did not.
It's all crazy now. It's all based off your date, your birth date, and this date and that date. You know, it's not like a lump sum like it used to be, 1st and 15th. That's what I'm learning. You know, that's some senior citizens out there.
Well, you know, I'm old enough that Social Security will be here for me before I know it.
No, you're
it won't be that by the time we get there.
You're
already getting them senior coffees.
Yeah, you know,
she
my
has
gray hair
an
helps
AARP
that.
card.
Yeah. You know, I got my I got something from AARP the other day. Yeah, because I turned 50. They started sending me stuff.
Don't claim that no more.
To get your free AARP coffee.
You know, my gray hair, I could get away with a couple things.
You right, Battle. Them SSA checks get a lot of families, but them 255s ain't for everybody.
And everybody thinks that they about to get 255. Like, well, we can apply that. Can we apply that? Like, no, there's nothing to apply.
Right, that's a reimbursement. So you got to show them that you have a funeral.
Yep, it's a reimbursement.
And it's only for the spouse or a child, a handicapped child.
Or a handicapped child.
It's only the youngest child, right?
No, dependent.
Under 18.
Dependent, under 18. And if you're handicapped, it's like 21 or something like that.
Well, no, it's if you were completely handicapped dependent. So like if somebody had cerebral palsy and was still in their 20s and 30s, they can still get a contribution.
Yeah, right. They'll get the portion of their parents' check. Period. Yeah.
Okay.
The last thing I'll say about that one is if you're married and your spouse dies and they made more money than you can go and get their Social Security check.
You're not going
to I need to get a husband. I need to
don't go get an old man and you die first. Don't do that.
All right, but look, our time is up, y'all. We gotta get off here.
We put that whip appeal on him.
I'm gonna find me an old man. I'm gonna find me one that's got some benefits.
Hey, Charmaine,
gotta get a veteran.
Charmaine, take your girdle off.
My mom said y'all need to do an informational pamphlet. We will. We're working on it. We'll do that in our off season when we take a break for season 1.
Tell your husband quit spending all the money on you and he can invest in it.
Look here.
For me, I ain't got no husband. So
I'm talking about your mama.
So we over time. We got any final words? Final words before we close out.
It's been lovely. Thank y'all for accepting us without Mike and Warren. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for dealing with us tonight and working with us on our technical difficulties. And we didn't have our moderator with us for most of the night, but we did okay.
Yeah, y'all.
It's I had to coach rec league basketball today, so that was on the rec league basketball. Had Founders Day. Has just been a whole bunch going on today, so appreciate y'all.
Our brother is one of the Omega Psi-Phi Fraternity Incorporated gentlemen, so they've been dogging it out tonight.
Yeah, all day. However they do that.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. See you next week.
Hey, we'll be back next week in full, baby. Y'all come on back.
That's terrible. Terrible. Don't do that anymore.